Cat Burglar Nami debuted in episode 1 of the anime and chapter 8 of the manga. Nami actually appeared much earlier in the anime than in the manga. However, she did appear in chapter 1's manga cover. Now, I made a Straw Hat discussion playlist on my channel, now on my podcast tab on my YouTube channel. And yet, the last Straw Hat I did a discussion about was Sanji over 3 years ago, which is roughly around the end of Whole Cake Island arc, which is the perfect way to make a Sanji discussion video, and early Wano arc. So yes, that's when I make a Sanji video. But since then, I have not discussed any of the Straw Hats. I did, however, make my Straw Hats tier list, but not an individual Straw Hat discussion. So without further ado, let's start this Straw Hat discussion with one of my favorite waifus, female character of One Piece, Nami. Her character dynamics with the other Straw Hats, the other crew member, backstory, abilities, and goals, and motivation. Additionally, if you do enjoy my video, please remember to leave your thought about Nami in the comment section below, and leave a like and subscribe, as I do a lot of anime discussion, anime top 5 and anime top 10 every Monday. I dub that the Infinite King Talks, and gaming content every Fridays, which I dub the Infinite King Plays. Without further ado, let's start. Let's preface, when I say Nami is my favorite character, I actually have a lot of merch on Nami. Like my favorite One Piece shirt is a wanted poster of Nami's pre-time skip wanted poster, and I also have, look at that, this is my actual one of my second anime figures that I've collected. First was of course the Asuna figure in the swimsuit, but this is actually the second anime figure I've owned, and it's the moment I saw this in EB Games, I had to get it. Like you wouldn't believe, I was hyped up when I see this figure on EB Games. So yes, and of course I got my, which is a little bit dirty right now. I really need to clean my Nami mousepad. And of course, my latest one I got from Animathon is my Wano Nami anime figure. Oh my goodness. 2 beautiful figures of Nami. Like, I like the fact that Nami loves money, right? And oranges. And yet, is generating her own kind of profit in our world as well. So, yes. That is kind of funny. I've learned that saying from Tekken, yes. Without further ado, let's start with our discussion. Cat Burglar Nami, at an early age, was found by a marine named Belmir in a war-torn island, Oikat Kingdom, alongside her adopted sister Nojiko. Belmir then retired from being a marine to raise Nami and Nojiko in Belmir's hometown of Kokoyashi. They grew a tangerine orchard, which then led to Nami's love of tangerines. As a child, Nami developed a love for drawing mops. She started by reading and stealing the geography book from a local bookstore. Of course, because they couldn't afford the book, she had to steal it, and got in trouble with Belmir and the town sheriff Genzo. Then, when Nami expresses her interest with navigation, Genzo bought her the geography book. It wasn't actually stated that Genzo bought it for her, but I assume that he bought her the geography book, and gave it to Nami. Genzo was Nami's fatherly figure which started her dream to completing a map of the entire world. Nami was 8 years old. The fishermen pirates, led by Arlong, a shark fisherman, attacked and invaded Kokoyashi village and extorted the village. They taxed the adults with 100,000 berries and the children 50,000 berries, which led to the most heart-wrenching death in One Piece when the fishermen pirates taxed Belmay's household at the time. Belmay only had 100 berries in hand with her. They're not that rich, remember? With her, and the townsfolk originally suggested for Nami and Nojiko to hide. Belmay, knowing that they might find out, eventually paid 100,000 berries only as tax for both Nami and Nojiko. Belmay's last word, she said, "I love you," while hugging her 2 daughters, and Arlong shoot her right in front of her daughters. And after killing Belmay, Arlong discovers Nami's talent for drawing mops and forces her to work under him. Arlong's tyranny went on for 10 whole years. It wasn't all bad, because Arlong proposed to Nami that if she paid him 100 million berries, no matter how long it takes, he will free Nami and Kokoyashi village. In the course of 10 years of charting for Arlong, whilst plundering money from other pirates, she eventually gathers up the money to buy back her village's freedom. But of course, the entire deal was a lie. Arlong did not intend to keep his end of the bargain. Distraught by Arlong's deception, the village finally decided to stop relying on Nami's help, because they know that Nami sacrificed and how he bargained with Arlong to buy back the village. So they just let Nami help them. But now, resolute, and despite Nami's plea, the village was resolute and in wanting to fight Arlong and his crew. A very emotional moment when she can't do anything to stop her village from marching to their own deaths by challenging Arlong and his crew. She started cursing Arlong and stabbing his pirate mark right on her shoulders. And then Luffy steps up to stop Nami from hurting herself. This one moment, I started to respect Luffy. Then Nami says to him how he doesn't know what's been happening on the island, and Luffy agreeing. Nami then follows by saying, "Luffy, help me." The one person she can rely on that very moment was Luffy. Luffy places his hat on Nami's head and shouts, "He's gonna pay!" Nami having the brief flashback of Luffy holding his hat and saying, "Don't you dare lay a hand on my treasure," which implies that friendship and bonds for Luffy is his true treasure. This is when I grow to respect Luffy at all, because Luffy in general, over the course of One Piece, this is gonna be a minor tangent. Luffy in general never cares for anyone's past. Like, when you look at Jinbei, when he explains that entire backstory of his back on Fishman Island, or when Robin was flashbacking, Luffy literally did not care and listen to their backstory, because Luffy is not the kind of person who dwells on the past of their friends. of his friends, of all of his friends. So for Luffy, what they are right now, it's more important than their past. Like when Judge was judging Sanji on him being a failure in the past, Luffy did not care, because what Sanji right now, it's much more important for Luffy than what Sanji is in the past. So yes, that's kind of why I kind of respect Luffy's character, because he doesn't care what his crew's past is. All he cares about is what they are right now. And for me, I love that idea for Luffy. Luffy, chef's kiss right there. Without further ado, back on Nami's discussion video. The Straw Hats walked to Arlong Park. Luffy bust down the door and demanded Arlong to come and fight him. The fight went on the fisherman pirate base, except for Usopp, which he heroically led one of Arlong's top henchmen, Chu, away to take care of him on his own. Yes, what a hero he truly was. Sanji fought another of Arlong's top henchmen, Kirby, and Zoro fought Hachi. Of course, Luffy fought the big boss himself, Arlong. Their fight went on throughout the Arlong base and went on to Nami's room, which Luffy realized it was nothing but a jail cell for her. Which then again Luffy realized, in order to truly free Nami, his duty was not only to defeat Arlong, but to destroy the entire Arlong Pirates' base of operation, the Arlong Park. After Luffy defeated Arlong and destroying the Arlong Pirates' base of operation, Luffy then declares to Nami that she is his Nakama. And all of the 100 million berries that Nami has collected over the course of 10 years was then given back in the rebuilding of Nami's island and the Kokoyashi village. Now enough of Nami's backstory. Nami has proven her loyalty to the Straw Hats in so many different occasions. Like when Nami slaps Sanji for mocking Luffy's dream back in Whole Cake Island arc, and when Ulti was beating Nami to a bloody pulp back in Wano or the war at Onigashima. Nami refused to submit to her and continued to declare Luffy will be the king of the pirates. Nami, who is always afraid, and Nami, who is part of the weak trio, was unyielding back in her fight against Ulti, and believes in Luffy as well. There's also that talk with Haridas back in Witheria, when Nami talked so fondly of Luffy as her motivation to keep improving her navigational skills and knowledge of weather science in order to help Luffy become the king of the pirates. Nami's dynamic with the other Straw Hats. Now, she personally gets along with Usopp and Chopper, as they are canonically part of the weak trio group. Usopp made Nami's climb attack and continually make upgrades to it throughout the series. From the party tricks climb attack that she used against what's your name again? Miss Doublefinger back in Alabasta, to the climb attack that utilized the dials from Sky Island that she first used against Califla during Annie's Lobby arc, to the upgraded, not really upgraded, because that was from Wither. She upgraded using the weather science knowledge from Witheria. So Usopp technically did not have a hand on the perfect sorcerer climb attack, because that was Nami upgrading it when she learned more about weather science. So the next upgrade would be the dildo climb attack, the adult toy looking climb attack. Yeah, that's the next upgrade that Usopp did for the climb attack. Chopper and Nami's relationship revolves around Chopper being the youngest member of the crew. Now, Nami has a maternal instinct on her. Nami's love for taking care of children, that's all how it originates. He looks after Chopper's kind of as a younger brother kind of figure, yeah. While for Jinbei, she's grateful for how he helped Luffy during the Paramount War and that heart-wrenching scene in the Fishman Island arc, where Nami decides to forgive Jinbei for letting Arlong run wild in the East Blue. And a minor tangent right here is this is one of the most emotional, heart-wrenching, heavy moment in Fishman Island, but I kind of hated Sanji's interference there, because that's all primarily should be Nami's scene. Not Sanji should not have a hand on that. But I get why he interrupted. But then again, he should have let Nami speak up first before interrupting her. Just saying. I hated Sanji in that moment right there. But regardless, that was Sanji's L moment, just in my opinion. As for Brooke, she gets along with Brooke, but gets annoyed every time Brooke asks to see her panties. Frankie, she gets annoyed by his childish antics, and along with Robin, they are not impressed with his cybernetic upgrades in general. Frankie, but respects how amazing the Thousand Sunny is. She initially distrusted Robin as she was a former enemy. That's natural, right? But later have a sisterly bond with her, as the two are the only female members of the Straw Hats. As for Sanji, she does appreciate him being very protected, but being protected by him and all the delicious treats he makes for both her and Robin, but gets annoyed by his perverted tendency. She does, however, respect Sanji's chivalry, evident when she took over fighting Khalifa, and despite Sanji's millions confession, I don't think she reciprocates Sanji's romantic interest towards her. Nami's trust and depends on Zoro's skill, but chastises him for not having a sense of direction. Overall, she does respect Zoro's fighting skill, as both of them can handle their own and liquor as well. Have a huge respect for Zoro for handling her liquor, because both of them can. As for Luffy, she is grateful for Luffy saving her and her village. She is extremely loyal to Luffy and will lash out at anyone that insults his dreams of becoming the king of the pirates. And Luffy does respect her as a navigator as well, and will listen to her, one of the few Straw Hats that can actually talk some sense to Luffy. She does get annoyed at how childish Luffy can be, though. So, yes, that's kind of their dynamic. He respects a lot of them, but kind of be annoyed by some of their childish antics, and that's why Robin, they get along so well, because Robin is one of the mature-minded individuals in the Straw. So she does have a sisterly bond that's also rooted on how they have a sisterly bond, but then again, Robin does have a tendency to just go along with Luffy. So yes, that's a little bit of their dynamics with each other. Though not as skilled as a fighter as Luffy, Zoro, and the others, Nami possesses physical abilities, as being a navigator requires some physical labor. Her strong physical abilities, like jumping from building to building during the Water 7 arcs, came from her experiences with the Arlong pirates, how she was coerced in taking and tackling difficult situations like stealing from other pirates. She's also an expert at navigation, that was once stated that she can predict the weather by Princess Vivi during their travels from Little Garden to Jump Kingdom. Before getting the different variation of climate attacks, she used a bow staff. Though the bow staff was just a regular staff, the climate attack went through quite a lot of upgrades. Firstly, the party trick climate attack that Nami used against Miss Doublefinger and Wind, despite the fact that it's just a party trick kind of weapons. After Skype arc, Usopp utilized the dials to upgrade Nami's climb attack to the perfect climb attack, known as the Mirror. Known moves for the perfect climb attack were the Mirage Tempo, Fanta Morgana, Thunderbolt Tempo, the Thunder Lance Tempo. She used this perfect climb attack against Califor. The next upgrade was the Sorcerer climb attack, in which Nami upgraded the climb attack using her knowledge she got from Witheria. She can create weather phenomena by using the weather eggs. She used it against the new Fishman pirates during the Fishman Island arc to hide away her entire crew for a surprise attack. So yes, kind of, but I think that was all from the Mirage though. The Mirage, that's an upgraded version of the Mirage Fata Morgana technique that Nami used. But then again, she can summon weather eggs that's able to create weather phenomena. There's also a gust sword that shoots a powerful gust of wind, and shower tempo, because my girl likes to take showers every day. That's Nami's everyday routine. And the Milky Road, which is just a cloud sea formation that she can summon for easier transportation. Yeah, for easier transportation, essentially. The Milky Road, she utilized that during Punk Hazard, I believe, used in conjunction with the Minimary, which is a cloud path that the Straw Hat then used to traverse through difficult islands. The current second climb attack, where Usopp utilizes Pop Greens to upgrade Nami's climb attack, looks like an adult toy. Looks like a dildo if you know what I'm talking. So yes, that's everything on Nami's skills and abilities. Nami is really not that strong of a fighter. She can dish out powerful moves like the Thunderbolt Tempo and so on, but she's not the most powerful and skilled fighter. But all of her moves are support kind of tactical techniques. So yes, it's more like, maybe in Pokemon, it's like an Alakazam. I always consider I always consider her as kind of like Alakazam figure, but then again, Alakazam in Pokemon is a glass cannon, and from what I've seen on Nami from Onigashima against Ulti, she's actually not an Alakazam. She's not a glass cannon kind of character. You know what I'm saying? I mean, maybe who's a special attacker that can take more hits? Something is missing me. She's more like Milotech. If you catch me, she can actually take a lot more hit than I take her credit for. So, yes, that's all about Nami's abilities as a navigator and her fighting abilities. Without further ado, that would be the end of my Nami discussion videos. If I do miss anything about Nami, please let me know in the comment section below, and let's get this discussion about our goddess. And speaking of goddess, I actually watched a TikTok content by Brief how Nami was based around Aphrodite from the Greek mythos. So that's quite the interesting facts on how Nami, a lot of theory was revolved around that. Aphrodite, then again, Aphrodite is kind of like a bitch, and Nami is far from a bitch. She literally likes taking care of children. Like, she has a motherly side. Why would you call my goddess a bitch like that? And Aphrodite was a bitch. Just saying, most beautiful goddess, but also a bitch. But Nami isn't, because Nami is just a beautiful woman in One Piece that loves to take care of children. Like, she has that entire scene in Punk Hazard where she refused to give up on Mocha and the rest. So yes, that's why I refuse to believe Nami is like related to Aphrodite whatsoever. Without further ado, that would be it. And if you do enjoy my discussion video, I do lots of anime content, anime discussion, One Piece discussion, top 10, top 5 every Monday, and gaming content every Friday. So if you haven't already, please leave a like and subscribe without further ado. See you guys next time, and like I always say, keep the grind going, you guys. Bye.